Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. Guess what stealth dropped while I was sleeping last night? Banjo recompiled, that's correct. Banjo-Kazooie for the Nintendo 64 was being recompiled, but guess what? We now have a native PC port, and hands down guys, this is the best way to play this game. Now, you can play this on an original Nintendo 64, not this version here, but I'm talking about the Banjo-Kazooie game. You can play Banjo-Kazooie on the Nintendo 64, you can play it on the Mr. FPGA core, and you can also play on the Analog 3D. You can upscale it to 4K on the Analog 3D with the Mr. FPGA or the actual Nintendo 64. You can use an upscaler like a more 4K or a retro thing and upscale it to 4K. But guess what guys, the PC version, this recompiled version, just literally kicks those straight out of the window, right? Honestly, this is the definitive and the best version to play it. The only reason I can think of playing the other versions is maybe you've got some nostalgia attached to it, you want to play it on the N64, you want to play it on your 3D, whatever. I mean, there's different reasons, right? But honestly, if you were a person that was playing this game for the first time and you were shown the Nintendo 64, the Mr. Core, as well as the Analog 3D, even if they were upscaled and you were shown this PC port or this recompiled version of Banjo, you would hands down just go with this one. It is freaking amazing, and this just completely stealth dropped. So we knew it was in progress, but we didn't know about the PC port. There was no build up, there was nothing. It was just like bang, it just dropped, man. And wow, what a game to play. Now guys, I'm not the biggest fan of 3D platformers. I never really grew with them when they were kind of around. I think I was partying too much, I didn't really play too many of them, or I didn't get to focus on them, so I kind of missed out on stuff like Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie. What were the other ones around? Either way guys, I'm just not a fan of the 3D ones. I think the only one I really liked was on the PlayStation 2, the Ratchet and Clank games, but in all honesty, they're not your kind of traditional platform game. However, going into this, I can see the quality of the work. It is just amazing. I'm a fan of these PC recomps, especially stuff like Star Fox. That is amazing. It's the best way to play it. I mean, I can play it in 4K, I can play it in ultra wide on my like 1440p monitor. It's just absolutely amazing. Have like a higher frame rate. Now I limited this to 60 FPS, so naturally it's running at a higher frame rate than what the Nintendo 64 offers. I can't remember what the frame rate was this for this particular game was, but we know that the Nintendo 64 had really bad frame rates. Some of the games that I loved, I played growing up, like GoldenEye, on some intensive parts it goes into single digits, man. But hey, we weren't frame counting back then, but in 2026 we are. Now, if you want to build this for yourself, there is a tutorial at the end, so do check that out. It's very easy. I really don't need to do the tutorial, but if you're one of those that, oh man, I want to get into these PC ports and I want to play it, but you know what, I don't know how to do it, I will show you how to do it. But honestly, I almost feel embarrassed doing that tutorial, but I do like adding them on there because sometimes people ask, how do I do it? And they just like to see like a visual representation of exactly how that works. But yeah, guys, try this out. If you're a fan of the game, then you are in for a treat. I mean, I used to watch a friend of mine playing this game, but I don't know if it was the first one or the second one. All I remember was like, so it was a friend of mine that really liked platform games, like especially all the 3D ones. He completed the Mario 64, but he said that the Banjo games to him at least were better than the Mario games. He swore by them, he loved them. But I remember hanging out with him and our friend Mary Jane when we were younger, and while we were there, he was playing this. And I remember there's a bit with a witch where he's doing a board game, and I always mention that whenever I do a Banjo video, and he was playing like a board game with the witch, and he ended up completing the game and he absolutely loved it. Just told me it's amazing, but meh, not really for me, guys. Not putting the game down, but hey, you know, 3D platformers aren't really my thing. But this decomp stuff is important. It's just an amazing way to preserve these games. And what kind of makes me think, right? Like, so I've got Nintendo 64, I've got the hardware, I've got the Mr., which I love for multiple systems, but something like the Analog 3D here, which is like my shiny new toy. I've played it a couple of times, I put it back in the box and it's in the cupboard. I do need to bring it out to do some other videos, but if we keep getting more and more recomps, honestly, it will make anything else almost, well, you don't really need it. If you've got a half decent PC, almost a potato PC, you'll be able to run these ports. And honestly, I've played them many different ways, and the best way to play these games, in my humble opinion, are like these recompilations, whether you're playing them on a Windows PC, Mac, Linux, whatever it's available for. If you prefer playing these on original hardware, or you prefer playing them on FPGA devices like the Mr. Analog 3 and the Analog 3D, let me know in the comments. But if you're like me and you like the PC version, yeah, that's really where it is. So this is available now. It's available for the Linux as a flat pack and as a non-flat pack, as well as that's available for the Mac OS and Windows as well. The version that we're looking at here is Windows. Guys, the tutorial at the end I did before running this video, so I know it 100% completely works, and that's the way I do my tutorials. The tutorial I do first and I stick it at the end of the video, so whatever's at the beginning video actually came at the end. So it gets a bit confusing when I'm doing voiceovers because I have to remember the beginning is the end and the end is the beginning. See, I'm getting myself confused here, but that's it guys. Go play this, it's freaking amazing. Love the work that everyone does. Big shout out to everyone that's involved in this project. I think there's some credits on the GitHub, a Kirko Mods and a Ghostly Dark, but the GitHub page is just simply called Banjo Recomp. So guys, be freaking awesome to run over. Oh, one last thing. If you're playing this with certain Iris Intel integrated kind of CPUs with, you know, they have the graphics like Arc, Iris, and 7th to 10th gen ones. I can't remember what they're called, like something Lake, this Lake, Alder Lake. I remember having them on handhelds. Some of those, make sure you update your drivers to the latest ones, because if you're not on the latest drivers, you may get some artifacts and some issues. So before you're doing that on any integrated graphics with Intel, I'd make sure my drivers are up to date. Definitely check out the GitHub page for more information. But that's it guys, quick video. Really do hope you enjoyed it. Oh, sorry, the tutorial's coming. The ending's gonna come there. My bad. Anyway guys, let's get into that tutorial. So guys, let's get this up and running for ourselves. It's very, very easy, but I do understand some people aren't aware how this stuff works. So let's do a quick tutorial. So in the description of the video, there is a link to this Metal Game Solid post from my buddy Anime Otaku, who got this news out almost straight after it was released. So you can read the article, it's really, really good, but I'm just going to go down here, download Banjo Recompiled. So let's click over here and it will take us over to the projects page. Now you can read all the stuff here. In particular, pay attention this morning. If your antivirus software flags the game, it's a false positive. Builds downloaded from this page will always be safe. So I do get that when I'm downloading homebrew stuff, or sometimes I'm downloading something and Windows just always flags it up, right? It happens. Obviously, the video that you saw at the beginning before the tutorial was as a result of the files gained from here. If you can get it from, you can get it for Linux as a flat pack, you can get it as Linux for a non-flat pack. Banjo compiled is also available for the Mac OS, but the version that we are looking at here in this video is the Windows version. So let's go ahead and download that, and that should start downloading. There you go guys, that has fully downloaded now. And what we are going to do is we are going to just unzip this with whatever you use. I always use 7-zip, it seems to be my favorite one. So let's just go ahead and do that. Once we do that, guys, we do not need that zip, right? So let's go ahead and just delete that zip. You can just press delete on your keyboard, but to give you a visual kind of look, let's do it here. Right, so we've now got that over here. I've also got the ROM for Banjo-Kazooie that I have just put into my downloads folder for convenience, but let's go ahead and run this. We should have an executable in there, right? Okay. And again, they've made it really, really easy for you guys. So you're getting a kind of warning here. I'm going to go into here, more info, run anyway, because I currently do trust this source. Now, you can play around with the settings and everything after, but let's go to load ROM. We're going to press load ROM, and it's going to take me over to my file browser. Let me navigate over to my downloads folder here, and here you go. Let's click this and everything should be hunky-dory. And right now you can go in and start the game. You can look at the different settings, set your graphics how you want, set them high, set them low, however you want to do it. But that's really it guys. You can just go start game and the game will start. Whoops, we've got the sound up a little bit too loud. Let's turn that down. There you go guys, we are playing Banjo Recompiled. Now over here, I will adjust the settings to my liking, but this is just to give you guys an idea as to how easy it is. The ROM that I use was from the No Intro Set, the USA ROM, and we can see it is working like an absolute blinder. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this tutorial, thumbs up, subscription, all that good stuff. This is your buddy, your friendly neighborhood Pixel Cherry Ninja out.